Alrighty folks, today we're going to do an oil change on the 2023 Ford F150 XLT. This is the 302A package with the 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost V6. And chances are, if you're running the 2020 to 2024 3.5 liter EcoBoost twin turbo engine, this procedure is probably going to be the same throughout all of those years. Yep. So let's get on with what you're going to need to do the job. You're going to need 6 quarts of 5W30 engine oil, a 15mm and an 8mm socket. The 8mm socket is only applicable if you're going to take off the under tray, which is optional. You're going to need the owner's manual, or you can just use Google to figure out the amount that you're going to put in, or simply watch this video to the end. You're going to need a M12 to 1.75mm oil drain plug here. You're going to need a Fram PH10575 oil filter. Now, I heard you guys mention in my last video not to buy the Fram oil filter, and I heard you. I'm not going to buy it in cars that I'm going to keep long term, but this one is just a lease, so I'm just trying to get it on with and get it on with it. You're going to need a universal oil filter wrench, or you can get one specific to the size. And then I also have a little mini torque wrench here too that I'm going to use to tighten the oil train plug bolt after we're about to refasten it after the drain is complete. Aside that, for this, I'm using a bucket because my oil pans are all full over there. You can also grab one that looks like this. You're going to need a hydraulic jack, as well as 2 safety jack stands, one for each side, and you're going to want some wheel pucks under the back wheels. So let's start by popping the hood, lifting the oil cap off, just so we have some airflow as we drain out the bottom to make sure all this oil is completely drained. Over here, the right side of the engine, just take that, give her a little twist. Next up, shake your jack here. I'm going to be mounting mine right up here under this little frame area right in the middle. We're going to take our bucket, just slide her on under. We're going to make sure our bucket is right underneath the drain because at first it's going to come out towards the wheel over here to my right. This is the oil drain plug here that you're going to use a 15mm socket for to get loose. Now we'll get our 15mm socket in here. All right, we've got it loose, and we'll just take her off with our finger there. And there she goes, right into the bucket. Very nice. Now, we're gonna let this drain for about 15 minutes, make sure it's all out of there completely. Then we will throw back on the drain plug and start refilling the oil. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead to the front there, and then we're gonna get this oil filter off, get that back on. It's in a little bit of a tricky place that you can't really get very easily from the top of the engine. So we're gonna get it from the front here with the jacks well lifted up high. So it's going to be up in this little crevice right here. There's a space, and in that space, hopefully, we can get in there and grab that big yellow oil filter to the top right over there. It's really, really tight, and it's hard to get a good grip due to the position. So I'm going to be using my universal oil filter remover here. So let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. All right, she's loose. I'm going to take it off by hand now, and she's going to be good to go. I got my other little oil pan here I'm going to use to throw it in so we don't have oil going everywhere. Once we have this one on, we're going to tighten it by hand this time, loosen it off, and we'll throw the new one on there. All right, let's do it. And there we go. She is out. And we're just going to leave this here to drain, and then we're going to throw the oil filter, the new one, back on.
All right, finally, the drips have stopped, so we're going to clean up the area with this super clean degreaser. We're going to wipe it all up as well with these blue Scotties towels here. Very, very handy in a shop environment. We got this 15mm ratchet here that we're going to use to tighten up this new drain plug. And then we also have a little mini Torx wrench that we're going to use to torque it to 19 foot-pounds of torque. Let's do it. So first, I've wiped off the area, made it nice and clean so there's no more oil residue, and then I hand tighten the bolt. After that, we use the ratchet, and then we use the Torx wrench to make it properly tight. So now you can see the brand new drain plug is now on there, nice and snug. So now we're going to proceed to put on the new oil filter.
I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but I'll try and get you an angle here, right up in there. You can see the oil is all around the oil filter area there. We're going to get that off.
Get all around that little crevice and get that thing nice and dry.
All right, she's all clean.
Oh,
that's super tight. All right, there she is. All right, now that we got the oil filter in, we're gonna clean up the area. All right, let's remove the hydraulic jack and the 2 safety jacks on each side, and then we'll refill this oil and reset the little gauge inside. All right, let's see what it takes to refill this 23 F-150. I was expecting this to tell me what I need to refill the oil, but it's not. So it's time to resort to Google. All right, I've gone on Google. Since we're replacing the oil filter, we're going to need to replace it with 5.7 liters or 6 quarts of oil. So I got this 5W30 Mobil 1 synthetic truck and SUV oil here. We're going to get that in there.
Since this is a big Ford twin turbo beast of an engine, it's definitely going to be best that you change the oil filter every single time, whether that be every 5,000 kilometers, 5,000 miles. Just
Take
get
our
her done.
shop rag here, get this underneath here. The area is nice and clean, and then we'll get this plug right back in place, twist it to the right. All right, we are inside the truck. We're going to put our accessory power on here. Cool. Hood ajar. That's right. Oil change required. Yes. Oil change required. All right. So we're going to reset the oil now. We're going to go down to truck info here. Press OK. We have our truck information. Now we're going to go to our engine information. Oil life. 0% engine hours. We're going to reset this. So we're going to hold OK to reset oil life. Hold OK. Resetting. Oil life 100%. Now you're good to go, and the prompt should no longer show up. All right, guys, and that concludes this video. So if you have a F-150 all the way from 2020 up to the present, and you have that 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost engine, this oil change is going to most likely be the exact same. So if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to this channel. This channel is going to be turning into more of a rebuilds channel, as I have another channel with my buddy called the Open Road Obsession. And if you like rebuilds, stuff like that, I have my Mercedes CLS 63 that I have, and not many people actually want to buy that. So I'm just going to go out and buy another cheap car, and we're going to start doing rebuilds on this channel so we don't have to hold up any longer. So that's it, guys. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video. Peace.